Hey, this is Tony Soprano, and you're listening to Jersey Boyz Podcast with your hosts, Dave Sturchio and the Ernst Boys. I mean, I could give a shit about the Cowboys. We're in New Jersey. These guys got balls being Cowboys fans in Jersey. Anyways, enjoy. Whatever.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!
Been trying to tell everybody we're going to sleepwalk to 9 wins. Nobody wanted to listen. But anyway, this is another episode of the Jersey Boyz Podcast. Dave Sturchio alongside nationally known comedian Bret Ernst and, of course, the Grinch, Mr. America's fan himself, John Wick, Keith Ernst in the building. Yeah, listen, hey, I was in the building for that one. And let me tell you something. Cowboys look pretty goddamn good offensively. And you know what?
Little Sturch. He started Sturching so hard.
You don't understand, dude. I went with my dad, my bonus mom, my brother, my stepsister. We were all there, and we all got to witness. And she turned out, so my father had a suite with my bonus mom and stepsister. Me and my brother were down in right over the tunnel, and the visitors tunnel. And when Jerry Jones popped out, they saw it was right above him. And he saw him, and she's like, "Oh, look, he's giving thumbs up." And next thing you know, he flips off a fan. Did you see this?
Yeah, he got fined $250,000.
$250,000 middle finger. I was like, "Holy shit,
that's ridiculous!"
And but here's the worst part: on 105.3 The Fan, his normal Tuesday spot, he's like, "Well, I tried to do thumbs up, and it just came out wrong." And it's so fucking delusional.
That guy can't admit anything he does.
He really can't. But anyway, yes, the Cowboys are coming off a very, very big
win.
I
want to kick this one off since I was gone last week.
Go nuts.
All right. First off, yes, we know it was the Jets. Okay. So
I don't give a shit. You guys are the first ones to say NFL team and professional.
No, I don't give a shit either. I was so happy to see us play consistent ball on both sides. Again, offense click, defense finally. I mean, it does help that Fields holds on to the ball for 3 seconds. But I did a lot of research on this one. So I'm just going to say it was a great win.
Wait. Let's hear the I want to hear the research.
No, there's a lot here.
All right, let's dive in.
I'm going to start number one with what Olsen said about this offense. We'll start with the offensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't put my finger on it. And I don't know if you were listening to the commentary, but he said it best about the offense this year. And then he explained it that it looks our passing and our run game has morphed into one. It's that they've, and I got what he was saying. He explained it where they're hiding the run and the pass in the formation where last year they seemed separate. It's like, okay, we know we're going to run. We know we're going to
lot of pre-snap motion in this Cowboys offense this year.
And he said that and it was the best way to articulate it because I saw it, but I didn't know how to say it. But he said that what's great about the offense this year is that they've it's kind of one now, where last year it looked separate, and you see that a lot, which has been helping Dak in the pass game a lot as well. But if you want to start with the research, I mean, Keith, that was such a great. I think you shared that, or was it Sturch?
Which one?
100 yard. Yeah,
no, I shared it.
That's such a great statistic, man. That's crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen a Cowboys team. You know what's funny? The MO for the Cowboys a lot over the last couple of years, Keith and Brett, you guys can attest to this. How bad were we or typically are at closing out first halves? Doing good things before the half and maybe getting a stop or maybe getting something. Next thing you know, bro, we put up 14 points in a heartbeat, legitimately a heartbeat. Yeah. And it all started with Maurice and his strip sack. I mean, his punch out of Breece Hall. You get the ball back. And then you think to yourself, all right, what they're going to do here is they're just going to run the ball once, see how long they can get, and then see how they can plan out the rest of the offense. And then Javonte Williams just takes the fuck off. And I'm like, all right, go ahead. And he did not pull a Jesse Holley, by the way. He said he didn't run out of gas. He knew that getting out of bounds was important because it stopped the clock, and he didn't know if he was going to score. So that's why he jetted out.
So what Brett's talking about, by the way, is the Cowboys have Javonte Williams run for 108 yards in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Flournoy amassed 104 yards before halftime as well. According to Cowboys PR, going back to 1978, there has never been a game in which the Cowboys have had a 100-yard rusher and a 100-yard receiver in the same half of a game. Never Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, never Zeke Elliott and Des Bryant, and never Tony Dorsett and Drew Pearson. Javonte Williams and Ryan Flournoy.
What I would have said
What
on
an anomaly of a year so far.
what I would have said on the last podcast, even though it looks dismal going into the Jets game because of all of our injuries, this is when you start to see who we have that's young. And I love Flournoy. I have from day one. And that kid really showed up. And I wouldn't mind if they put him in over Tolbert, to be honest with you. I think
going forward, it seems to be pretty apparent that once CeeDee Lamb is back, it'll be Lamb, it'll be Pickens, and then it'll be a mix of Turpin / Flournoy. And then you could splash in your Tolberts and your Brooks of the world. But like right now, it's only this way because of the fact that Sauce Gardner was, one-on-one with George Pickens, which apparently that worked out in our favor as well at some point, which is, by the way, the second longest air yard touchdown throw of Dak Prescott's career was that throw to George Pickens in the end zone, which, by the way, Sauce Gardner could have been called for fucking defensive pass interference and holding 3 different times, and we still cooked them. So that was a great explosion.
Man,
great.
So here's the first of the research. I don't know if
Nuggets.
you guys know this.
Here come the Nuggets.
First one with Pickens. He is tied for the amount of touchdowns in a season this is the most he's had in Pittsburgh was 5 touchdowns the whole season. It does help that he has finally a good quarterback.
Ooh, you almost said it. You almost dropped
No,
that
no,
word.
Dak-
You almost
Dak-
dropped that word.
Dak, this is the best football I've seen Dak play. Not statistically, obviously. I mean, even though that's good, I got those stats. But his efficiency, his ball distribution has been consistent in the first 5 games. Like Dak, this is the best I've seen him play. Granted, it's the 5th game. We have 18 more.
Yeah,
but that's interesting. And he did it missing the last 2 games, 5 offensive linemen and CeeDee Lamb.
That's honestly the craziest part of this offensive production game. When you leave MetLife Stadium and you put up 37 points, you got to think to yourself, they must be hitting on all cylinders. Everybody's there. Everybody's healthy. No CeeDee Lamb, no offensive line. We had one starter, one. And
this is all a good sign for the future, not for this season. I mean, look.
Well, no, it's also a testament to their depth and what they've developed in the back. And what you're seeing here is, Jack Sanborn, who's been running in mud the last couple of weeks, he gets a concussion. He goes out. Shamar James comes in, steps up. Shamar James had 15 tackles. 15, and not Jalen Smith type tackles where they're all down the field. I'm talking this dude was a ball hawk, and now you're starting to realize who you have on defense. In a guy like Maurice, who finally got some burn. Yes, he made a bonehead play, a couple weeks back, but that dude is a baller, a ball hawk. He is everywhere that ball is. And then you have to look at somebody like Shamar James, who is, his intangibles spoke for themselves coming out of college, but late round draft pick, I guess maybe a little undersized, but it's worked to our advantage, man. He's flying around. It's crazy.
Another stat. Ferguson Lee is 2nd in the NFL in receptions.
He's also, there's the first tight end in NFL history to have 40 catches in the first 5 games of an NFL season ever.
And he's number 1 in tight ends, which is interesting.
And I'm sure there's multiple people out there that said Ferguson was going to have a big year, but I just knew that last year was not an indication of what that dude can bring, because Jake Ferguson can ball, and you can not only see that with decent catches, and he almost missed them. He almost had one right over the middle with Dak. Dak just overthrew him by a little bit. But if you run that play again, Dak said it. He's like, you run that play again, we ain't missing. You know what I mean? It was just a little bit off. It's weird. There was a lot of garbage touchdowns towards the back end of that game, and me and my brother being who we are, as soon as the Jets scored and they got the 2-point, I'm like, oh fuck. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, here we go. Like, I don't know why.
Well, do you see though when defenses aren't prevent, they're I didn't like that we took our foot off the gas pedal a little.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of the yards that me and my brother talked about when people are like, oh, Dak threw for 4. Yeah, okay. But it's at the end of a game when people are in prevent, you're gonna let that go, Yeah.
I mean, and again, no turnovers. He was not sacked. It's just a lot. Like, how do you not get? I think they gave up 3 pressures only, the Cowboys, and it's like, who are these guys? That was great. And again, is it a quote get right game against an 0-5 or 0-4 at the time Jets team? I think the Jets got plenty of talent, man. They got a lot of ballers on that field. Garrett Wilson's a stud. Breece Hall, when he's not putting the ball on the carpet, is one of the better running backs in the league. Justin Fields, yeah, I think he held onto the ball a little bit too long because you're getting home with 4, sometimes 5. We sacked the dude like 6 or 7 times, So it was just an all-out great, well-balanced game, Keith. It's time for you to shine some light here because I know it's been me and the Brett show here.
Go ahead.
No, we're not. We're
a little searching right now, or at least I am.
I know. I just,
No, we're not talking Super Bowl. We're not talking going to the play. We're just saying that this was a very
speak for yourself, Brett.
Game. This is a well played. First time I've seen both sides of the ball play. I mean, our offense was never in question.
But see, here's my whole thing. Okay, and I watched the condensed version, and
I might have to watch that tonight. As a matter of fact,
what we're not accounting for. We're just praising our players right now, which is fine, is just how poorly the Jets are coached and how that could have been a different game if it was coached by somebody else. Those 2 4th and 1s that they had, they could have easily just ran. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Turn the downs over. Justin Fields, there are 2 passes. Any other quarterback, freaking receiver. Thank God it was him. All by himself, wide receiver. Just right over the guy's head. So there are still, I'm not going to sit there and say it was, I wouldn't even say it was the offense. Yes. Offense played. Once again, we're praising the offense, but we've been praising them pretty much every week, except maybe the Chicago week. They've been playing up to par, but I still have the same issue. I seriously believe, and it isn't like this with every other team, that if Dak Prescott has a bad game, that we're in trouble.
Right.
Well, isn't that any team though?
No, it's not. I just said that.
When their starting quarterback is having a very off day.
I'm talking about a Dak Prescott off day, the things we've seen in the past, the 3 and outs, the stupid passes, the fumbles, not moving the ball. That's the thing that, who knows? Who knows? I don't know when that's going to happen or if it's going to happen. But like I said, the defense, they look at them and we're still the 32nd ranked defense. Yeah. We still gave up over 400 yards. There's still a lot going in the wrong direction somewhat. I will say that we had what's his name? Kenny Clark would have had an interception if it wasn't for that. Remember when it hit? Or I don't know if you noticed, Sturk. The ball hit the camera on a tip ball.
I did. They just called that dead, right?
Yeah, of course. But Kenny Clark was going to get that, and it hit the ball, the stupid camera in the sky.
Of course,
shit like that. But anyway,
the offense. Look, we've been praising the offense has done great. I mean, we're number 1 in yards per game, number 4th in the NFL points per game, second with in rushing success rate. Our offense is rolling, and what my brother's saying is 100% accurate. If Dak has a bad game, we don't have a defense because usually, look, when you're looking at a team, that's why I never really mess with the over and under sometimes, because when a good team is playing, sometimes the offense doesn't show up, but the defense can cover the slack. Right. We don't have a defense to cover the slack. And that's basically what he's saying. And we're all in agreement in that. I mean, I was going to go, if we're going to get on the defensive side, they played well, but they didn't, we're still giving up.
Well, much to your, when you start talking about Dak Prescott inflating numbers in garbage time, that's what the Jets did. There's a lot of offense in garbage time.
But what I'm trying to say, Sturch, is there were miscues on their end big time that made our defense look better. That's what I'm trying to say through the whole game.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm not saying they didn't play well. They did. I mean, they stopped. That fumble was great by Luafo. I mean, there was a lot of good. We got to the quarterback when Fields was flustered. I mean, yeah, there were some good things. Make it like it was a dominant defensive performance. Like, wow, they played as well as the offense. No, they didn't. I don't think they did.
Right. And I agree with you there. And
the one thing that I liked is we saw some new faces in there that were balling. That, Sanborn was out, which I think he should stay out.
Yeah, when he returns, I'm assuming he's going to get demoted to special teams. If I had to take a guess.
I mean, look, you can use him pressure wise. We had a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Again, that has to do with Fields holding onto the ball. So Fowler
and in turn with that, the corners were able to lock down their guys for the most part. Where we didn't. There was a couple balls that sailed and like
Sturch, when you were there, what did you see? Like, did you see anything like where you're like? Because sometimes when you're at the game, unless you're going to watch the all 22, I haven't watched it yet. You could see like the whole field perspective. Were there times you're like, holy shit, that guy's open? And then
well, there was a lot. I can tell you right now. I was able to telegraph a lot of Cowboys passes. Like when Dak dropped back to pass, I was like, Ferg's right there. He's going to go to Ferg. Or Flournoy's right there. He's going to go to Flournoy. I was seeing that from my vantage point. When the Jets were on offense, I was more focused on how many times they can flush him out of the pocket, and was that going to be a problem? I thought, and I don't know this for a fact, you could probably watch the All-22 and really study if you really want to. I'm not sure if there was a spy on him at all times, because when he got flushed, he sat in the pocket, and that's not typical of Justin Fields to do. He usually gets out and uses his legs a little bit, but he must have saw that somebody's hawking him the entire time, right? Because he couldn't make anything happen on offense when it mattered, right? Like, again, at one point it was 23-3. You know what I mean? The Cowboys were in cruise control for a long time, and of course, down the stretch, we still put up some points, but now we're giving up some points. I have to say, the one line that me and my brother dropped is, you see, he's not a machine. He's a man. We're talking about Brandon Aubrey missing the extra point from 50 yards out, by the way, because of a stupid taunting penalty or whatever it was.
But you know what's crazy? Even when he missed it, it looked good. It's like it hit the field goal post. Like
when that went off, I was like, all right, let's get that one out the way. That's fine. No more misses throughout the course.
You guys notice when he kicks, though, he doesn't go like all the way through. It's like
it's like a pooch kick. Yeah, it's like a pooch kick.
And he does this with his shoulder pad. He does this.
He lines up. He looks. What's this? You know what the worst part is, though, and this is the worst part of being a Cowboys fan right now, or at least in my sake. When they get to the 50. I'm already starting to do the math. Like, all right, well, it's a 67 from here.
Absolutely.
But
he did that before the half, right?
That.
That's what I was doing before the half. I didn't think we were going to score 2 touchdowns. I was just like, we getting Aubrey.
Right. Exactly. We get in range, and it's Aubrey range. It's all different. It's a different.
He's our tush push. He is our
tush push.
Like,
I'm the tush push, by the way. I'm the Eagles.
No, but I'm saying he's our cheat code.
Yeah.
Getting back to pressures, though, because I want to bring this up. So Dante Fowler had 8. Ezaraku had 6. Clowney had 5. Houston had 5. Kenny Clark had 3. Solomon Thomas had 3. And guess who underperformed and only had 1? Was Mozzie.
Oh, well, again, as a D tackle, that's not your primary job. Yeah, you want to get push up front, sure, but you want to stop the run. We didn't do that much either.
We didn't do that much there.
No, we gave up about a buck.
Breece Hall's a badass, dude.
He is, bro. And you know what? It's hard because normally he has like another guy to give him a blow here and there, like Braylon Allen, but he's out.
He was out.
So they had a rookie back there, and for him to get out there, that's one thing I think the Cowboys are missing right now. And I know Jaden Blue had a couple runs to the outside. They didn't really get anything going, right? But like, I think if the Cowboys, and this could be Phil Maffa, I don't know what that dude's going to look like when he's back, but like, if they get a number 2 running back that can really spell Javonte, I think, and you can like prevent Javonte from any wear and tear throughout the course of the year, because right now he's getting the ball a lot. If they can get a number 2 running back, which that could be anybody from, I've heard rumors of getting Tony Pollard back. I've heard rumors of Alvin Kamara. So like that would be explosive to me. If the Cowboys can land a number 2 running back, if you thought this offense was humming right now, and this is without CeeDee Lamb in there, like they could definitely score some points. And I'm not worried about them matching up with anybody going forward with their offense. The defense, yeah, of course. It's still going to be kind of like, okay, what are we going to do here? How many, like Trayvon Diggs asked to go to man, and they basically said no. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to stick to what we do.
What's good now is we have some players that we actually got a look at in a game. And this is another reason why it's important to play in preseason. You know, even our starters, but the defense seemed to have been communicating better this game. Like you said, Jets are a bad coach team, but they've got a lot of talent. And I think they said in the game, because I was watching it on the plane so I could hear, they led the league in 3 and outs.
Yeah.
Which you know, we had
well for any team.
We had a couple, especially when we got the ball at the half, which, you know, but their offensive line, I mean, they've been playing together forever. Like those guys have been playing together forever. And we got a lot of pressure. I think they had the next gen stats, which said 50%. We had 50% pressure rate.
That's half your plays.
That's
half your plays is obstructed by the pass rush. And that's kind of crazy, considering that's what we lost in Micah Parsons when you traded him away.
And their pressure time was 2.3 seconds, which is
so they're getting off the ball. So there was just like you're saying with these next gen stats, there is a couple stats that are alarming. Like Kenneth Murray is a little slower that we would anticipate and want. But again, help is on the way, man. Like Overshawn apparently might be ready for the game after the bye, which would be the Raider game that we'll be at. Could be his first game of the year, or the next week in Philly. So, or against Philly at home. So listen, don't rush this guy back. Obviously, we're 2-2-1. You got a couple more games before the bye. You got Carolina this week. We'll get into them in a minute. You know, after that, I believe it's Washington at home. And then I believe it's Denver after that. Listen, it's not an easy schedule. There's no easy games. You can't look past any team in the NFL. None of us were looking past the Jets. So that just goes to show you that, like, we know we were going in as the favorite, you know, 1.5 or whatever the hell it was, but nobody really thought that was going to happen. Nobody thought the Cowboys would cover the over by themselves almost. You know what I mean? Like, none of that was expected because the Jets are a comparable team. They're just, like you said, and I'll double down on all that. Poor coaching. Listen, he's a rookie head coach. He's going to go through his trials and tribulations. I get that. But yeah, I mean, the Jets are in line right now to be the number 1 pick next year. I don't know. Maybe they take a quarterback and they start over. But regardless, you would think they might be sellers at the deadline. Guys like Breece Hall might be on the move. You don't even know. It's interesting to see. But a well-balanced Cowboys win gets them at 2-2-1. The rest of the NFC East does a few favors for us. The Giants somehow lost. But
don't. I know it's ridiculous to say the Eagles, I mean, for a 4-1 team, but they're having a lot of problems over there.
They are. And I think they're a lot more flawed than people are saying.
Yeah. I mean, they pulled out a couple games that they should have lost.
We should have beat them in week 1.
They did lose. But yeah, they got a lot of locker room problems over there, which, you know, again, we got to look at this tie. I know it sounds obvious. It's either going to hurt us or help us. But we got to treat it as a loss.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the year, you're going to be one win away, not one less loss away towards the back end. So you definitely got to treat it as a loss. I mean, again, in the record books, it's not, which is great. But like I said, I think it was a well-balanced, good performance out of the Cowboys. You build off what you just had in Green Bay. That Green Bay game, we played well as well. You know what I mean? All the way to the friggin' end. And statistically, the stats, it's in the pudding. Usually a team after an overtime win or an overtime game, 9 times out of 10 lose the following week. You know what I mean? Because they're battered up. And the Cowboys played an extra half of football, all cumulative, like throughout the course of the first 4 games. They played an extra half of football. So that's going to get some wear and tear on your team.
It's funny that, you know, with this game too, I know you guys were like, you were getting nervous when they scored and all that. And I get it. But this is probably the only game where at halftime since a long time, I don't know, maybe when we beat down Washington a couple of years ago, where I felt it was in our hands. Like, I just knew I just felt that as soon as it was we had those 2 touchdowns,
Well,
back to back. I wasn't worrying anymore.
Tongue in cheek, I was doing the oh no, but like this would have been like, just think about that. If you were up 23-3 at half and you lost that game,
yeah, but
I can't even imagine.
Because the coaching and all that was on full display. The bad play was on full display.
Right.
A team like that, it's not like, they were just like dropping a ball or something like that. You know what I mean? Or there were some really bad noticeable things the Jets had in the first half, which is the reason why we were able to score 2 touchdowns right away in the half. That has to do with them too. They could have just ran the clock out with 20 seconds left, go in. You know what I mean? 10-3 or 7, whatever it was. And once
again, you have to tip your cap to Schottenheimer. You have to. He coached a very, very well balanced.
No, I'm talking about the Jets.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, just think about it. Like, in my mind, and I know this isn't accurate, but like, just imagine those things are happening and unraveling in front of us at halftime. I feel like we would have not fumbled physically, but fumbled the clock because of a different coaching staff. Like, didn't call timeout right. Let Sickens run off the clock. Like, we had we got down the field in 17 seconds, bro.
So it's 10-3. There's 4 minutes, 5 minutes left. They're on our 10-yard line, and Louisville gets that punch, which was a football play, by the way. It wasn't a lucky.
Peanut Tillman special right there, bro.
Yeah.
The coaching staff said he practices that.
I love it. So we get the ball. We have that long drive. So now it's 17-3. The Jets get the ball back. As a coach, you had a good half so far without that fumble. It could have been 10-10. You just fucking pack it up. There was not much time left at all. Your offense is already hurting. They're hurting themselves right now.
They did pack it up.
And you give it right back to us because they're thinking, oh, everyone scored on this defense. We're going to score on this defense. And look what happened. Now you're down, 24-20. Sorry, because he missed the field goal. 23.
Yeah, 23-3 halftime.
Yeah, it's a different game going into the second. It totally is.
Yeah. And we were getting the ball back.
But anyways.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could have scored there. That could have been a 30-3 game before you know it. And, it wasn't. But listen, the Cowboys did their job, and now they're 2-2-1.
We also have to just give Dak his props, man. The efficiency has been great. So in the first 5 games, he has a 71% completion rate. He has 3 interceptions, which I think 2 of those were tips, right?
One at least is a tip. I know that for a fact.
Tip, yeah.
And then he's got 10 touchdowns and over 1,300 yards. But in the last 2 games without CeeDee, he's got a 71% completion rate, which they said which he ain't going to finish the season at 71%. There's no way.
No.
And 556 yards. And 30 rushing yards.
I was just going to say, don't forget about the fact that he's been calling his own number when things aren't there. And that's something that we didn't see in recent memory, right? We knew Dak had these legs back in, Mississippi State in his rookie year. And when he's younger, he's able to run around. And then he tears his fucking hamstring off the bone. And people are like, well, the running's over now. He's showing you that the rehab that he did was enough for him to at least know that if there's something not there, old Dak would have probably tried to fit it in a tight window and got deflected and picked and whatever else. This time he's taking the ball, calling his own number, and making smart plays. All of these throws that Prescott is throwing in the first 5 games of this season have been high percentage throws, right? He's not trying to force the ball into any really, really stupid tight windows. These guys are getting open. You got to credit the receivers as well. The speed that they have on the outsides, floor noise emergence. George Pickens, as you said, Keith, coming into this trade, when it happened, he was one of your favorite receivers in the NFL. And all of a sudden, he's really we are thanking Pittsburgh to high hell right now for this fucking trade.
Hey, and that Javonte, I mean, look, everybody
Javonte was $3 million, bro.
But everybody was questioning it because, he didn't really show much in Denver, but I didn't see this coming.
I checked. I mean, I went back and looked for my own receipts in March.
He had receipts.
In March, I went back and I said,
Yeah, because I was the one that was because I thought it was another. What's the guys that we got? Remember the other ones?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like
we had these $3 million backs we'd always sign. They wouldn't Royce Freeman,
Royce the 5'9" Freeman. We
and
also
who's
had,
the guy from the Ronald Jones, Rojo?
Rojo.
Like that's what it kind of reminded me of. That's why I was like,
Right.
oh, we got another one of these, and
Yep.
then,
and he's like he's weathered the storm. He's cutting. He's putting his head first. The guy's looking for.
No, he looks amazing, bro.
He looks good, man. And knock on wood that he stays healthy this whole year because
what made me happy is I haven't said it yet. Is the crescendo? No, it's we came back after playing an awesome game against Green Bay, which we should have won. And continued playing well. I mean, again, this Carolina game is going to say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We need this win. I mean, go
ahead, say it because it's true. What is this? This is an absolute 6th game of the year must win.
No,
he hasn't said
yes,
it yet.
It fucking is. Yes, it is.
Well,
absolutely.
Every win is a must win. I mean,
when you're in if you're in a division like we are, if we're in a division like we are, every NFC game has to be had.
It has to matter. It has to matter, especially if you're going to try.
A must win is once again we do this every year. A must win is if you lose, you're fucking out.
I know.
They're not out if they lose.
Correct, but it doesn't look good if
this
they
is
lose.
the game. This is a game we need to win. It's an NFC game, and it's. I don't want to say an easier game, but again, we have more tougher teams coming up. If we could get this win before the bye, right? We have the bye after.
No. After this is then Washington back.
It was Washington, then the bye.
No. Then we have, I believe, Denver.
No, it's coming up.
The bye is right before Vegas, so we're coming off a bye before that.
If we're going to lose, you want to lose to an AFC team, obviously. But
that's just the standard. But yeah. So speaking of Carolina Panthers,
but we'll see. We'll see what we look like going into this because sometimes too, after a tough loss, you can bounce back. But sometimes people, after a good win, the team can just fucking tank.
Well, that's exactly why I thought that this Jets game was going to be a lot tighter than it was, if not maybe lose. Because when they just went through a 5-round dogfight with one of the better teams in the NFC, and I thought for sure, I'm like, all right, this is going to tell you what this team is made of. Are they going to lay out and just die because they just gave it all? They emptied the clip against Green Bay, or do they rebound and they go fight another fight? Now, again, going into this game, you see the offensive lineman down, you see CeeDee Lamb's out, you see all these shit, and you're like, God, Malik Hooker goes on IR, and you're like, oh man, this is getting worse and worse as the days go by. And then the game happens, and then they show out. And so that's a big thing because now I think the Carolina Panther game is a tougher task than the Jets. I think that our old friend Rico Dowdle told us to buckle up. He said literally, they know who I am. That's why I was there for 4 years. They better buckle up. And Schottenheimer said, we'll be wearing our seatbelts. Don't worry. So a little gamesmanship there between Rico Dowdle and his old team. But again, if Chuba's back and now you have 2 guys to worry about, Carolina's got a decent running game right now. I mean, Rico went for fucking what, Keith? 200?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I played again. That's why I lost, by the way. My asshole friend picks him up in the morning.
My father had him because he had Chuba. So he had to pick him up.
Okay, fantasy. He really did. He picked him up. He's like, I'll just start him.
Winds up going
for you too. Who going into this game? We're at 6, almost a third of the season, right? Who would you want to see as our starting linebackers?
Overshown.
Well, besides Overshown coming back.
No, you got to play the hot hand, and I think if Shamar James is having 15 tackle games, that dude needs to be in there at all times, along with Maurice Lialfo. You don't fuck around with this. You don't mess up a good thing. You realize that what you had last week. You realize what they were able to do to a Jets running attack, and like you said, Brett, an offensive line that have been playing together forever. These are the guys, the guys that were on the field on Sunday. I want them right back out there on Sunday. Don't question it. Don't second guess it. Just get those guys back on the field and let's see them blossom. Because I think
to answer your question, bro, it would be Lialfo, Murray, and obviously James.
Yeah, that's probably best bet. Best practices to bring those guys, and you rotate the back end.
Wait, who'd you say?
Lialfo, Murray, and James.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the same. Like I said, I'm rolling with the same guys you saw out there on Sunday because that's their best. Believe it or not, giving up those garbage numbers or not towards the back end, that's one of their best defensive performances on an individual stat basis of the year. So
now, who would you want to see at safety?
Wanye Thomas, keep his ass in that game, dude. That kid has brought a completely different energy to this team, and this is not to discredit what we've seen out of Malik Hooker over the years, but there's a little juice that was injected into this defense when you take a guy like that off of special teams and you say, now go do your thing on defense. I can't be happier to have a guy like that in the back of my secondary. I think the kid's gonna get better with reps. Like, of course, everybody's got flaws, but like I think this dude is on his way to being a really good.
I agree.
player.
I agree. We got to get Malik Hooker out. Put Wanye.
Well, Hooker's on IR, so he'll be gone for 4 weeks minimum.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while. I saw him actually. It was there, just based off of where I was sitting. I don't know if I sent you a bunch of pictures, but the video my brother got, he like put his phone, he wedged his phone in between the tunnel and like underneath the tunnel. So everybody had to run past his video. It was pretty fucking cool. But like I was yelling at guys at the end of the game. I was like, Brock Hoffman, guys like that. I'm like, these guys are all stepping up. Even guys like Wanye and Javante, and like these guys took their helmets off and shoulder pads off, but I'm a psychopath. I know everybody by face as well. So like I'm screaming out their names and shit. I'm like, let's fucking go. And they're looking up at me like, oh, they know who I am. Okay, hello, But it's just everybody.
Is Bland back?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You shut the fuck up, Keith. What is that? Bland's been back. Bland's been back.
No,
Bland's been back.
I thought he played this game.
Yeah.
No, did he?
Yes. You're waiting on Revel. You're waiting on Revel. Revel's the one that hasn't seen the game
I was
yet.
thinking Bland.
No, Bland
got beat a couple times. I saw.
Yeah, he did. Trayvon Diggs, I didn't say one bad thing about him. He did run by me very close, and I was like, sorry about the DMs. Which, by the way, he's breaking the NFL rules. Long time ago, I don't know when they did this, but they went away from bandanas, like Dion bandanas. You couldn't wear them anymore, and he's wearing one. He's wearing one every week.
I'm Blues cleats, by the way.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
They're like $45,000 cleats, right?
That's great. That's where you're spending your money on. He got blisters. He literally had blisters.
But it's like, dude, you haven't even proven yourself yet. I mean,
I was getting pretty bent about guys like Tolbert and Blue after we lost to the Bears game. Within like an hour, they're on their Instagram stories like, "Yeah, dog, live my new shit, live my fit." And I'm like, dude, you guys just got sparked. I don't give a fuck if you're on the field or not. You're a member of the Dallas Cowboys. Like, enough is enough. Like, we don't have to see your fucking fit or drip or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That's why Javante just packs his lunch and goes to work.
He's a lunch pail guy, and that's exactly who you want on this team. All right, Panthers. We already talked about Rico Dowdle. Our boy Bryce Young. I know, Keith, the last time we played them, he played. He was last year or 2 years ago?
Last year.
We
played him 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. So
Cooper Rush beat him last year. And then we pulled away in the fourth quarter the year before. But both years they've been
Dak was in the first one though.
Yeah.
So look, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're both in Carolina. We're going back to Carolina again.
They were.
So why the fuck are we on the road again with Carolina?
I don't know how that works. That's the one thing I can never figure out.
I mean, I know that it's like every 8 years or whatever, or every 4 years rotating. That's how I knew we were going to play the AFC West, and that's how I knew to jump all over the Raiders tickets. But I feel like we're always in Carolina. I don't know.
I think it's a financial thing that like the Carolina's like, look, we need tickets.
You're not wrong.
Because the Jets, you got the whole family there. That's like a WNBA game. Now here we got 12 tickets at right behind the end zone if you guys want them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't even get into the fucking Allegiant Stadium. Those pieces of shit out there in Vegas. They're right now it's like 500 to get in the door.
I'm working on it.
I know you're working on it, but I have to have a backup plan in case I get on that plane and I don't have tickets to the game. So I got to figure something out.
Tickets,
let's talk about Carolina. So just remember, they got this.
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
All right.
Say it one more time.
They got 2 wins, including a shutout to Atlanta, 30-0. All right. So they're not, there's not, and I know you guys touched on this, and I know you now believe it. more than ever is there's not one team. I have a buddy of mine was like, I told you to take care of the Jets. You were worried. I said, yeah, I know. Every week I'm going to be worried. Like there's no game this Dallas Cowboy team's going to go into and I'll be like, we got it. I don't give a fuck who it is. I really don't care who it is.
You should have heard this. You should have heard this one guy near the tunnel. He's like, yo, man, bring on Kansas City. Bring on Denver. I'm like, you better just bring on the Jets again, bro. Like, everybody calm down.
But with the Panthers, we got the first ranked offense in the NFL still. They got the 12th ranked defense.
Okay.
All right. So, this might be one of the, but they have proven against Green Bay specifically, who I think's defense is one of the best, that we can put up points. Okay. So, we've played against decent defenses and really good defenses. Now, if on the flip side, I think Carolina's offense 21st.
Okay.
They're 21st, and we all know where our defense is. Still 32nd, still last. So it kind of evens itself out.
We have to go to total defense. Right now, that's our yardage defense.
Yeah, well, that's what you do. It's total defense.
No, you take your scoring defense and you take your yards defense, and that's how you get your total defense.
No, but
we're not the 32nd worst. We're not.
Yeah, but we're 32nd overall. We're 32nd in passing yards, and we're 23rd in rush. What else do you want? That's fucking 32.
It's not.
I mean, what do you want to throw in there to make us look better?
I don't know.
Yeah, points? You can't. I mean, it's what it is. What it fucking is. I mean,
right. Whatever.
You want to
just trying to make up excuses.
I've been watching Keith. Keith, you've been wanting a Grinch hard. I can tell.
Well, I mean, and the thing with this team,
we're dead last defense, Sturch. There's no fucking way around it.
I'm well aware. I watch the games like you guys.
So I will say with this game, okay, if you're looking at it, and I actually watched a condensed version of Carolina, and I don't know if y'all last week I said watch the Jets play Miami because their defense is very similar to ours, and they are. I think they're both around the same. They're both not that good, in other words. But there were opportunities on the Dolphins defense to destroy Bryce Young when I watched this game. And you want to talk about a team that has so many penalties, stupid penalties. The Panthers are up there.
Really?
Yeah. You want to talk about a team where, dude, we've had one interception so far, and we all know what that was, the Russell Wilson one in overtime. That's the only interception we had.
Yep.
Right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We need to get an interception in this game. He is so fucking careless, it's not even funny. He really is. So it's very interesting to see. And once again, this game is all based on how our offense performs. Because if Dak does have that bad game and our defense at one point is going to break, I don't give a fuck who it is. And then I went back to that. I went to the Atlanta game where they won 30-0 because I was very curious because Atlanta's a decent team. I'm like, how the hell did they win 30-0? The Carolina Panthers. Atlanta had like 4 turnover on downs, 2 missed field goals. I mean, they just, they kept shooting themselves in the foot to the point where they're like
self-imploded.
Exactly. So it wasn't like a pure domination 30-0, just so everyone knows where, where you watch something, you're like, God damn. You know what I mean? They got ran the fuck out. Yeah, they lost 30-0, and it's still ugly, but it was all self-inflicted, mostly on Atlanta's part. So, man, I don't know. I'll wait for the prediction of this game, but that's my breakdown of Carolina. That from what I read and what I saw. So.
They got some kids over there. Bryce Young is, he is who he is. Like you said, he can be very careless with the football, but he can also make a couple splash plays where you're like, oof, God damn, I didn't see that coming either. They do have a couple young receivers that I would really like to get in front of, like Leggett and fucking their tight ends. They got like 3 deep on tight ends. So we got to make sure we're matched up correctly. But if you're saying that they're always playing from behind the chains because of penalties and shit, that's how you have to pounce on this team. The recipe for the Cowboys to go into Carolina and take care of business the way they just did with the Jets is to get up early and have that cushion where you have some, okay, now there's room for error. Not saying go make all the errors, but you know what I mean? Like there's room for error. There's things that we can clean up as we go. I think this is going to be a big field position game. And the way I look at this one is in the event that Dak Prescott does not have an MVP type game like he's been having for the first 5 weeks of the year, I circle back to the Pittsburgh game last year on the road where he threw a couple bad picks. He threw a couple good balls, but we were able to stay in it and win the game in the end. I don't want that to be the case in this game, but I feel like that's kind of the recipe and what we can mimic in this one.
I get it. And honestly, man, there's no, I mean, if he does have that MVP, if he plays like he's played the last games, even the Bears game wasn't that bad. We just had some bad things happen, but they can't go tit for tat with us, the Panthers. From what I saw, they can't.
So that's what I'm trying to say. This might be the same game as 2 years ago.
If the only way we lose this is the offense sputters. That's the only way we lose this game.
Yeah. So in case anybody heard that, he broke up a little bit, but he said the only way the Cowboys lose
sense?
is it makes perfect sense. But again, they do have a decent defensive interior, so it'll be interesting to see how we run the ball. So like, there's a lot of intangibles here. They have 2 wins. They're 2-3.
I'm just excited to see if we have a good defensive performance, man. I just want to see us, start communicating like that, getting the pressure again. I mean, again, they ran all over us, but I want to see that young linebacking core in there again. And Thomas, I just want to see what this defense can do coming into this game with the prep, with the victory. I don't see us losing.
All right. Well, while you're there, why don't you give me a score?
It's tough because, our offense has been putting up points. Like he said, we don't know if we're all waiting for that fallout game from Dak.
I don't know if it's coming, guys.
But I mean, he usually had it by game 5. So on paper, if he's consistent, I could see us winning like 30-10.
Wow. 20-point win. Okay.
So going back to that, I mean, we're all talking, to me, Dak started to have a great season 2 seasons ago. I don't remember him having one bad game, except you could maybe say the Packer playoff game because of that pick 6 when our defense was getting scored on.
But when he was runner up for MVP?
Yeah. He was fantastic that year.
Fuck, he was unbelievable.
Well, no, I'm just saying, though, it's not – we've seen – that's what I mean. We can get excited about Dak, and it's cool, but he has played well. It's not like this is coming out of left field that, he's having a great season.
You don't got to tell me.
No, of course not. But, I mean, we've seen – I'm saying, for me at least, I don't get nervous when he drops back now. And he seems to really know this offense, not
to shit on that, but you were pretty high on him that year too, bro.
Yeah, I know.
2 years ago. But you were saying the same thing.
Well, that's why I just said we're waiting to see. I'm waiting to see.
No, I know that. I know you are, and that's my whole point with this is that there's. Well, this isn't against you. What Sturch is like, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm just.
I know we don't want it to happen, buddy.
No. I know, but like in typical Cowboy form, you're waiting for that shoe to drop. You're waiting for that.
Yeah,
and we have every reason. Look at the 30 fucking years. We have a reason.
Not even 30 years. I'm just talking about since he got here.
So
I'm talking about the last 10 seasons. I mean, that's my whole thing.
To me, again,
and the thing with Dak, it's never. And this is what I don't agree with. I don't think it's the big game. Everyone says it's the big game.
Okay.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Am I breaking up?
Yes, a little bit.
I was going to say it can happen with Dak against shitty teams. Like it's not he'll play really good against a great team. I mean, a good example. Remember Denver a few years back when Denver came and beat us with Teddy Bridgewater with Dak at quarterback. Do you remember that game? We lost like 38-14. He played like shit that game. We were 13-point favorites. It comes out of nowhere sometimes with him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where you can't even like. And I don't expect him to play flawless. You can have a bad game and it be hey, they just had a bad game. But it's a different kind of bad game he has. It's hard to explain.
Well,
it's not like another quarterback's bad game.
But that's very Tony Romo-esque.
No, it's not him either. It's not Tony Romo. It's a whole other. And I know you could compare him, Sturch, and I'm starting to agree with that with everything. But that's not the kind of bad game I'm talking about. That's not the kind of bad game I'm talking about.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come against Carolina. What do you got score-wise? We're still on the air, folks. Don't worry.
34. I'd say 34. I think we're good for 30 points. 34-17.
I got 31-17. So you got me by a field goal. I had 31-17 written down for the Cowboys to get another win and to move over 500. Technically, it would be a 3-2-1 team. Listen, you got to compile them now because the schedule does not favor anybody in Dallas going forward.
Again, you're watching this team. This game will show us something as a fan. Just see how this defense steps up. If we have another Chicago type game, or if it becomes a nail biter and our offense has to score, we're going to have a lot of problems for the rest of the season. If Dallas can seem to get their defense to communicate and get the coverage right, and it'll give us some hope.
Yeah. And build confidence, like if they can have another good defensive game, I meant score wise and turnover wise and sack wise, I should say, they can have another one of those, then that's, then they're getting that confidence. Okay, this is working. That's working. And especially with our defensive coordinator, this just seems like a game he will have this defense prepared for.
Gotta hope. I
don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm giving my gut one.
Well, nobody here should hold each other to anything because we're not all that's why you always said the term on paper. Yeah. But you don't know what the hell's going to happen that day.
Again, we all went in kind of shaky about the Jets and they just went out and they steamrolled them. So that's good. I will say this. If the Cowboys,
what happened with the Bears too? The Bears are just
right. You're gonna trip on your own words because sometimes you're like, they're looking great, but then it's like, oh, what about Chicago? You know what I mean? Like
the Bears game really said this is going to be this is going to be an awful season, and then they come back against the Jets and the Bears kind of canceled each other out. I think.
Well, I had in my preseason predictions, I had the Cowboys 3-2 after 5. So being 2-2-1 after 5 is pretty fucking close. I had different losses and different wins. I had us, beating the Bears, losing to Green Bay. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it all plays out. But I will say this. I have a feeling, and this is just based off of reading through the tea leaves a little bit, but if the Cowboys are able to rip off a couple wins here, the Jets and this one, Carolina, and then go home and beat a decent Washington team, I think the Cowboys are going to make a big splash trade at the deadline to make sure that if they think they have what they think they have, meaning an explosive offense that can carry them a long way, and they have to shore up the defense by getting a pass rusher, you will see that move made.
That was a debate online. What do we trade for? Because
a defensive end and maybe a linebacker.
I said we get a linebacker and maybe another corner or a safety. Is what's his name still available? That used to play for us that everybody wanted.
Stephon Gilmore?
He's
chilling on the couch. I think he's waiting. What?
No. Yeah, he's a free agent. Nobody wants him.
Yeah, it's weird.
You got to be careful with those older guys too, man. I mean, it's not, look at Malik Hooker now. Right. I mean, they've been around for a while. So, I mean.
There's some crazy. Did you see the far off rumor about Max Crosby? You see any of this shit?
I was going to bring that up. Max Crosby's they're talking
I mean, about dude, if they were able to flip like a 2 or 2 2s or something like that, or even like 2 years from now was 1 or something like that for Max Crosby to shore up this defensive line, sign me all the way up. Sign me all the way up.
Look, man, we all know we know why our defensive line is playing. James Houston.
I mean, Houston's been playing his ass
We got
off.
him for what, $2 million?
It's another one of those.
We have, by the way, we have more sacks than the Green Bay Packers right now.
I know, I saw that.
Buddy, I think we got to find.
They missed the week.
They also had a bye, right?
you guys know more about this stuff than I do because I don't do the fantasy and I don't. What linebackers are available? I
wouldn't know that. Fantasy,
in fact, fantasy you don't really do individual linebackers unless you're a real savage.
No, but I'm saying like you guys know who's available. And
I don't think you have. Here's what you have to do, Brett. You have to look at the teams that by the trade deadline are gonzo. Like, I don't give a shit if the Saints just beat up on the Giants. The Saints are not a good football team. I don't care what the Raiders do in the next couple of weeks. The Raiders are also not a good football team. Those are the teams you have to look at and see who's willing to part ways with. Go ahead.
Also, you look at what teams are stacked at a certain position. and they need to, like, if there's a team with 4 really, really good linebackers that can start anywhere in the NFL, but their receivers aren't, they only have one good receiver, then there's something you can work out, something like that. You know what I mean? But it's hard to see who's a really, really good linebacker when they're not on the field, though.
But
there could be linebackers out there backing somebody up, but they're good enough to play on our team, but not on, say, the Packers or something like that, or I'm talking about outside. I meant inside linebackers.
I'm just based off of everything we've seen in the last 2 weeks out of Maurice and out of Shamar James. Like, let's see what they got. Let's not dive headfirst into a trade just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, if you can make a splash trade, I'm talking like, whoa, the Cowboys are, and this is hypothetical, they're 2-2-1 now. If the Cowboys are 5-2-1 at some point, and you're like, all right, this team could do something special if they add this guy, right? And like, then you start to go down that road and see who's available. Because right now, you don't want to make, huh?
I was gonna say Gavone was in he played this game, right? Gavone? I think he did.
I didn't see Clark out there.
I didn't see him on the.
I saw Marquise Bell.
I thought he did, but it doesn't matter. Maybe he played special teams or something. I don't know, but
I don't know.
I thought he played.
In any event,
but
the Dallas Cowboys got themselves.
But with our linebackers, I was wrong. I mean, I thought Sanborn was going to be Sanborn would have been a legit. I thought we just had Sanborn and Leofo. That's who I thought we had. I already gave up on Gavone a long time ago. And Kenneth Murray, I was going off of PFF and what I was reading about him. But it looks like Sanborn might be worse than, or one of our, he has not played up to expectations at all, which I thought would have been Murray, who exceeded my expectations, which weren't that big at all in the first place.
And I think that whole thing was just hey, I'm going to coach the defense. You want to come with me? Like Eberflus to Sanborn. Like, you want to try? You want to try? See? Yeah. You know what? He's like, what am I going to do, coach? Oh, you're going to start. It's like, oh, okay. Like, and sure as shit, we're 5 games in and we're realizing you shouldn't start. But in any event, the Dallas Cowboys head to Carolina this week. Another noon game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be up on the early East Coast over here, and even earlier on the left coast. We got some London games. So those games start for Keith and Brett at 6:30 in the morning. That's got to be amazing, by the way. I can't even remotely just think about how that would be. You just wake up, open your eye, and there's a kickoff. But we'll see what happens. We've broke down.
It's like that for us on the West Coast.
As far as what?
Wake up, open your eye, and it's kickoffs 10 a.m. usually.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's awesome. I love that. And sometimes these the content creators,
6:30 is way too early.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a little too early. You could be pretty much still partying from the night before. like, all right, let's just stay up. It's just another 3 hours. But all right, let's see what the Cowboys do against Carolina. We shall see. We all got them winning. We all got them scoring 30+. It's just a matter of the defense stepping up. For Dave Sturchio, Brett, and Keith Ernst, and the puppy in the background, we will talk.
Can I just promote? I'll be in West Nyack if you guys are in the New York area.
The Jersey boys coming home to the tri-state area.
Levity Live this Friday and Saturday. So
all right, there it is.
See you go there. It's close to Jersey.
Check out Bret Ernst, all of his socials. Dude, I forgot all about the axe story. And that popped up yesterday as one of your reels or whatever. You threw the axe at the lady. Like, I guess we ain't going to McDonald's.
At Nanny's house.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, everybody. Take care. Let's go Cowboys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, this is Tony Soprano, and you're listening to Jersey Boyz Podcast with your hosts, Dave Sturchio and the Ernst Boys. I mean, I could give a shit about the Cowboys. We're in New Jersey. These guys got balls being Cowboys fans in Jersey. Anyways, enjoy. Or whatever.
How about this, Cowboys?